back, and today we're going to teach you how to make Cowboy Appetizer. Yes, I didn't say appetizer. I said appetizer. And the reason is because by the time we're done, this is going to tease your senses to where you're not going to want to put the bowl down because it's going to be so yummy. So let's get started. First, what we're going to do is take 1 can of black-eyed peas. We're going to rinse those and drain them well. And just dump them in the bowl. Dump them in the bowl. Next, we're going to take a can of corn, and I get the whole corn, and then again rinse it and drain it, and then pour that in the bowl. Next, what we're going to do is take our tomatoes. Now the tomato, 3 cups of chopped Roma tomatoes. So the Roma tomatoes are the ones that kind of look a little oblong, not the round ones. And you want to get about 1 pound, will also equal about 3 cups. And then you just want to add that in your bowl. We have a straggler. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Next, we want to take a can of black beans and rinse and drain those as well. And we're going to add that in our bowl next. Next, we're going to take 1 jalapeno that's been seeded. In other words, you take the seeds out of it and then chop it kind of on the small side. And we're going to add that to our bowl. This will allow you to get a little bit of a punch or a bite in that salsa kind of mixture, but it won't be so much that it burns all the way down. Next, we're going to take 1 bell pepper. Now you can use a green bell pepper, a red bell pepper. I like the orange bell pepper only because it just gives it a little bit more color, and for me, my belly just doesn't do well with the green pepper. So 1 orange bell pepper chopped up, and we add that in the bowl. Next, we're going to take a red onion, and you want to use about 3/4 of a cup chopped up to add to the mixture. If you're someone who likes a lot of onion, you could use a little bit more, but about a medium-sized onion, pretty much you can use that whole onion, but the recipe does call for 3/4 of a cup. So we'll add that to our bowl. Then we're going to take some fresh cilantro, and you want to use about a half a bunch. However, our family loves cilantro that's been chopped up, and I'll tell you, if you use a little bit more of this, which is what I do, it just gives that added element of freshness to this particular dish, and you will love, love, love it. So this is actually a whole bunch of cilantro chopped up, and we're going to add that to our mixture. Okay, last I have about 1/4 of a cup of cooked brown lentils, and this is really good to go in this mixture because lentils are just packed full of protein. So especially if someone is maybe vegan, doesn't use meat, between the black-eyed peas, the black beans, and the lentils, you're really getting a high grammage of protein in this particular dish. So we're going to add that to our Cowboy Appetizer. What's nice too about lentils is that lentils are small and they pretty much don't have a strong, distinct flavor, but it does have a flavor that kind of absorbs whatever other flavors are in your mixture. So it's always nice if you have some left over that's cooked, just throw it in, because it will, again, take on the flavors of whatever dish you're making. So that's one reason why I love lentils. Okay, so now we're at the point where we are going to make the dressing that goes on top. Okay, the recipe I will post down below in order for you to be able to prepare this yourself. However, just note, and I will write it in the description as well, that on the dressing, I double the dressing, because for our family, we just like it a little bit more moist and more flavorful. If you prefer, you can just do the dressing as it's listed, but if you want a little bit more juice and what have you, then double the recipe as I do, because then when you prepare meats like fish or like chicken, sometimes we'll take some of this Cowboy Appeteaser and we put it on top of the fish before we serve it. So some of those, it's nice to have a little bit extra juice in order to put on top of that fish or that chicken or pork chops or shrimp, whatever you decide to use it for. Okay, let's get started with the dressing. So the first thing we're going to add in the recipe for the dressing is lime juice. It asks for the juice of 1 lime. Again, I'm doing this in doubles. So I wanted to share with you, even though for the sake of time, I've already squeezed the lime, but I kept 1/2 of a lime because I just wanted to show you by using the little gadget that actually helps to squeeze the lime juice out. It's nice if you take your lime, and if you come in a little bit closer for me, thank you. But you notice how I put like little cuts every so often. And I'm going to show you how that helps you when you put it into this little gadget. So you open your gadget and you put it in the inside like so. Let me put this over top. And then you squeeze the juice. I love these little things because it gets more juice out of there than if I sat there and squeezed it with my hand. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I would not be without these in my drawer to use. So if you notice, let me pull this out here a second so I can kind of show you what's happened here. So if you notice, you see how it kind of spread it open so that you really are able to get all those juices out of there. And sometimes, don't be afraid, open it up a little bit, and then I would put it like right back in there again and just squeeze it one more time just in case you can get a teeny bit more out of there. See, look what I did. And then you just add that in and it's yummy. Okay, we'll just add that in. That's good. And next, the recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic, but as you can see, I have 3 cloves of garlic because who doesn't love garlic? Everybody needs a little more garlic in their life. That's my motto. So anyways, I'm gonna put 3 cloves of garlic in here. And again, you know and have seen me use my little gadget tool before where it just pops it out there and minces everything really nicely for me. I'm gonna put that back in there because I'm gonna use that. Give it one more little squeeze. I'm going to pop it up from the bottom and then scrape out from the inside anything that's left over. Oh, I can smell the garlic already. It smells so yummy mixed in with that lime juice. It's going to be very tasty. Okay, so that's the garlic. Now the next thing, it's 1/3 cup of oil, and I'm going to use my olive oil. Sorry about that. These little devices are wonderful to have when you're doing homemade salad dressings right on your salads, because not too much comes out at one time. But when you're trying to do a recipe, it can just like take forever, right? So there's 1/3 of the dressing. And I don't want to miss any of it, so of course I'm going to scrape as much as I can out of my cup measure. Make sure we get it. The red wine vinegar, and it calls for 2 tablespoons. Honey, and we get the local wildflower honey, close to 1. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon. Of this honey. And I'm going to use my little finger spatula because of this being a small space. It's going to be much easier than trying to get that big thing in there, because you want to get a little bit of sweetness in with that acid from the lime and the yumminess from the garlic and the cilantro. Okay, so now we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin. Okay, so next we're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And last but not least, we'll add some salt. And we're going to do 2 teaspoons of salt. Now you might find that once you've mixed this up, that you might have to add a little bit more salt. Again, salt it extra to taste, whatever your family likes and yourself. Now, it also is good that after you mix it, you cover it, put it in the refrigerator, and let it sit and marinate for about an hour, because you'll find that all the flavors will truly get into everything, and you'll get that yummy lime acid and the sweetness from the honey, the freshness from the cilantro. You'll get all of that in every single bite instead of just the ones that it hits. However, I'm just going to warn you that usually when I make this, sometimes it doesn't last an hour in the refrigerator before there's people going in it and getting their bites. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. In any case, let's go ahead and start mixing this yummy stuff up. As you see in this big bowl, this bowl is a nice size to use. I got it at IKEA, and being that it's stainless steel, it's just beautiful when it comes to cleanup. So easy and quick that I love this bowl. But as you see as well, this makes a nice large batch to where you can take this to any party, get together, and if you're having guests over for some appetizers or appetizers, then you could have this with some nice homemade margaritas or ice cold beer. And I serve this with just tortilla chips. You can get the white corn tortilla chips or the yellow corn tortilla chips. Whatever your preference is. But that is the end product, and it does look yummy. And it smells garlicky. Oh my goodness. If you could be on my side. So, I hope you enjoy this as much as we're going to. And I hope you guys enjoy your Cowboy Appetizer, because it is just going to tease your senses to where you will not, trust me, you're not going to be able to put it down. It's going to be so good. So let me put a picture, or I'm sorry, let me put this products over here so you kind of see what it is. But again, they'll all be listed down below so that you'll be able to make the same recipe. But please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, hit the bell, and leave me a comment. Bon appetit! So if you like our videos that we've been putting out and sharing with you, please don't forget and go check out the next video so that you won't miss out on the good stuff. And last but certainly not least is please make sure that you leave a comment for me, whether or not there's something that you would like to see or something you want to know how to do. Let me know. I'll do the research and I'll be able to find it.